Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast. We do upload the video version to our YouTube channel, so you can check that out. My name is Vetta, and as always, I'm joined by my brother Matt.
Hi, you guys.
And on this episode, we are starting our monthly theme of Christmas movies. So we will be talking about a prince for Christmas, because who doesn't want a prince for Christmas?
Right. Merry Christmas, by the way, everybody. I know it's not
Right?
the day of yet. Vetta, can I, before we get started on this, why were you just doing the intro like a fucking Captain Kirk entry? Like, welcome, everyone, to our podcast. We welcome you.
I've had a lot of drink already.
Right on. I feel you.
So who knows?
Right on. I always tell people I have an addiction with my drinking and everything, but then I saw a shirt the other day that said it's not an addiction if you haven't sucked dick for it. And I was like, that's an excellent point.
I like that. That's gonna be my new motto. It's not an addiction if I haven't sucked dick for it.
That's a weird motto, but okay.
I'll take it. All right, so let's start off with, what are you drinking?
Well, I went back to my classic of wine, but I picked it on purpose because I thought it was appropriate, because they have that little dinner, where they drink wine and everything.
Where you rinse out the restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was appropriate. So I was like, ooh, a reason for me to drink wine. Not like I needed one.
Right. So
what are you having?
I am drinking a Monaco, but it's a cranberry vodka.
Nice.
Monaco, and I feel like cranberries Christmas-esque. I won't lie. I'm slacking a little on my unique cocktails for movies. Because
that one's a fun one.
But I looked up some, and I've come to the conclusion I don't like Christmas themed beverages. They all are like eggnog based.
Yeah, I don't like eggnog. Yeah.
Hot chocolate based, which hot chocolate's fine, but I'm not a hot beverage gal. I like a nice iced beverage, but without ice. I know I'm weird.
Oh, I like it brown and hot and in me. I'm also, real quick, I'm also eating these like gummy bears. I'm not going to be eating them during the show, but I've had like 4 or 5. But they are infused with Fireball whiskey.
Ooh, I'm so jealous now. Have you had rum chata?
Of course. Who hasn't had rum chata?
Lots of people. I love a good rum chata shot topped off with Fireball.
Nice. Yeah.
Delicious.
Maybe I'll do that after this. I'll get a shot because I still got some rum chata and some Fireball. So yay. Okay. Right. So yeah, let's get into this movie, Vetta.
Okay. So before we even start, well, no, I'll say it when we get to after the beginning. So in the beginning of this movie, it starts off where she's dumping her boyfriend, Emma.
Well, can I say one thing about this movie real quick?
Oh, yeah. What did you see have you seen this movie before?
No, Vetta. You suggested it, and I'm so happy you did. I really am.
I only suggested it because I was rewatching a former episode, and there was a guy that I said, he's in like some Hallmark movie called A Prince for Christmas. And you were like, that can't be a real thing. And you're like, that's a real movie. We should do that. So that's why I suggested this.
Right. I remember.
When you watched did you watch the trailer first of all?
No, because well, when you suggested it, I was like, okay, I need to real quick watch this. So I just immediately watched it, and I could tell by the picture. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm excited. But I just want to say that 2 things. The first one is this movie was something out of out of a fairy tale. Life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. And
it's definitely a fairy tale. This shit don't happen in real life.
Well, that was from the movie, but and also this is just a prince and me with Julia Stiles in it. That's all it is. It's just this is not as good.
Right. Right. He doesn't come to America for Girls Gone Wild. Exactly. He comes to America to get away to run away. Okay, so in the start of this movie, she's dumping her car salesman boyfriend Todd.
Well, I love how it starts off with once upon a time, those little credits, and it's like there was a girl named Jane or whatever the fuck her name is.
Emma.
Yeah,
just
and
as
then
bad as James.
yeah, where it says something like where she meets an unhappy young man, and I'm all like, what's going on here? These are the weirdest credits I've ever seen.
Right. So I want to mention Todd. So for those of you that recognize Todd from this movie,
Todd's hot.
He is actor Aaron O'Connell, not related to the other O'Connell guy. They just have the same last name, but he is a staple in Hallmark Christmas movies. He's done
as the Chad.
He has done so many. No, sometimes he's the love interest, not the dumpy or the third wheel, but he's done so many. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what pays his bills. Every other movie is just cake. Hallmark is paying his bills.
Gotcha.
He is something
I
else.
like to eat his cake. You know what I'm saying? Anyways.
Right. He was way better looking than Duncan.
That's what I wrote down. I was like, Todd is way hotter than Duncan. Duncan is not an attractive person, in my opinion. Okay. So real quick, I love when she's like Todd is giving her ultimate. That's his name, Ty, right? Todd? Or is his name Chad? Yes. Can I call him Chad?
No, you can call him Chad. Todd, yeah. Chad, they're the same.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth, sister? But I love how when he's all giving her his ultimatum, she's all like, but I want to travel the world. I read about him in these brochures. And I'm all like, get the fuck out of here. What is that you read about it?
Local travel agent just mapped every brochure, and that's her nightly reading.
Right, exactly. I'm all like, hooker, there's the internet. Get on it. This movie came out in what, 2010? The internet was around. Wikipedia is right there for you to learn about all these countries.
What are you talking about? All of these countries have their own tourist bureaus. You can go on the actual country's websites and they'll tell you all the amazing things they have to offer.
Right. And then when I was watching, so at the beginning of this movie, okay, so they're in the country of Belmont. And I was like, is Belmont a real country? Found out it's not. No. And then I was like, that is the worst name for a fucking country, because isn't that a city? I was like I'm all like, what is going, or it's like a good grocery store or some shit.
I was thinking it was a store, or maybe like a nice elegant liquor, you know. Belmont vodka. I would buy that shit.
Yeah, it's actually a city. It's actually a city here in Michigan. But I was like, what? That's the worst name for a made-up country, Belmont.
So why is it in these movies with princes that are being forced to get married or soil their wild oats, why do they all come to America?
Because we're all whores here.
But they have buckets of money. They could go anywhere, and they choose America.
You know,
and they choose the most obscure cities. Like, they don't go to New York or LA or Vegas or Chicago, Miami. They go to, Tulsa.
Or
Kansas City.
Duluth, Minnesota. Yeah, you're all like, what?
Or
what?
Madison, Wisconsin, in The Prince and Me.
Yeah, why would you go there? You should have gone to LA. There's plenty of whores out there. But I love how
that millionaire matchmaker in LA. At least there, you're getting a gold digger. Right away.
For sure. So, but I love the actress that played the main character. I don't know her name off. Emma.
It's Viva Bianca.
Is it Emma?
Yeah.
Anyways, this actress reads her lines like she's a wooden plank.
I'll tell you that right now. It's like an SNL skit, and they have the cue cards.
That's what I wrote down. Is she reading over his shoulder her lines? Because I feel like she's not looking at him. It was ridiculous.
She's reading into her mic. They've edited out. She's going line, and someone's holding the card up with her line. So can we talk about the queen? Can someone bend her over and remove the fucking stick out of her ass and tell her no more fucking Botox?
No more road. Exactly. I was like, whoa, Queenie, you had too much work done. And then it's like, your father and I, when we met, and I was like, when you guys met, he doesn't recognize you from when you met.
He's like, I think I'm having an affair. She's
Yeah.
the queen. Fuck.
Yeah. So yeah,
When that happened.
she changed bone structures midway through this movie. So okay, so I love how the sister, her younger sister's like, she's like, a Christmas tree didn't kill our parents. A car did. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I've been saving up money. Can we get a tree? And I'm all like, you have to save up money for a tree? Jesus. I'm like, I thought I was poor.
Right? That's a whole different level of poor. Can we talk about him driving the car? Because I absolutely love that he's driving 10 miles an hour, crashes the car, and the tow truck guy's like, the body's fine, but you've totally wrecked the undercarriage and I can't touch it. The rental company won't let me touch it. I'm like, dude, I live in a state that it snows a lot and the snow stays around forever. It seems like, excuse me. Right. So sliding into a snowbank, it might wreck your bumper.
Yeah, maybe.
But when you're doing 5 to 10 miles an hour, and that's what he was doing, it's not totaling out your car.
For sure. I love before he got into the accident, it's the computer, the
GPS.
Chick is all like, the GPS. She's like, turn north. And he's all, or was he reading a map? I don't remember.
No, it was both.
Oh, he's like,
but remember back in the early 2000s, GPS was a bitch. People were driving into lakes because she was all turn right here.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't remember that? Yeah.
I was probably still poor then. I didn't have GPS.
But these things made the news. But you were in your early 20s and you don't care about the news in your early 20s.
Right on.
Yeah, no. When GPS first came out, it was like map quest. So you had to like print it out in advance. And when Google first came out on cars, yes, this is a history lesson.
Yeah, what is this, Tech Magazine? Nobody cares.
Yes. But it would tell people to turn right and they would do it and they'd be in the middle of a lake. Or
I just like how she said turn north and there was only one direction that he could go. And I'm like, who doesn't know how to use north? And I was like, this GPS, your GPS sucks.
North. And I'm like, you're a prince, didn't you have a good education?
Yeah, I did write, his accident was nothing from that road obstruction, which, by the way, the road was completely blocked off. I'm all like, I'm just like, who blocks off an entire road?
Close sign. I'm sorry. Everybody puts up a road close sign and you get 537 signs before you get to the actual road closed. Yeah,
like road work ahead. And stuff.
Detour, roads closed.
But I love, going back to him fixing the car. I'm like you, like I was like, wait, it destroyed his undercarriage? What? I don't see that happening. I mean, it was barely an accident. It was. I don't even think you could consider that an accident. No. I mean, he barely rolled into whatever it is he rolled into.
He was driving like one of those like soccer mom cars, so he would need a new bumper. That's an easy fix. They can do that in like 24 hours. You don't even need a rental car.
So I love how when he's at the parking lot and the sister comes up and he sees Emma. And I'm like, yo, Emma's not that hot, you guys. You guys are like fighting over Emma.
And he has that whole, the edges of the screen get, fuzzy or frosted. And he's like, da-da-da. Love at first sight.
And then I love how when he goes to the restaurant, he's like, is there a restaurant I can go to have a cup of tea and a biscuit or crap like that? And they bump into each other at the restaurant. I was like, because of course they did.
Sister sins in there on purpose. But explain this to me too. How is it that in every single movie, the person in the restaurant has no idea what grits are? And why does every restaurant and movie serve grits and not oatmeal?
Right.
I mean, I know what grits are, but grits are a huge thing in the South. You don't go to too many restaurants by us and run across grits. It's oatmeal.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I just love how when he's all like, what can I order that's good here? And then the lady's all like, everybody seems to love our biscuits and gravy. And I'm like, your biscuits and gravy look fucking gross. They didn't look good at all. Like I was
I'm very critical of biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, I love biscuits and gravy. And I was like, I don't know what kind of cum you're putting on those biscuits, but it didn't look like gravy that I've ever seen.
The fact that when he bit into it, he's like gnawing on it like it's beef jerky.
Yeah, and that fat waitress is all like, everybody seems to love our biscuits and gravy. I'm like, no, they don't. I'm like,
she needs to get laid.
I'm like, yeah, she was. I have words about her.
She's a problem.
But I did love how he ordered the biscuits and gravy from that fat waitress, and then Emma had his biscuits and gravy ready to go like 2 seconds later.
I have that down too. I was like, the fastest fucking service ever.
It was so fast. Like he was like, I'll have biscuits and gravy. 2 seconds later, biscuits and gravy. Wow, look at you.
She's like anything else, and I'm like, whoa, that was fast.
Yeah, but that fat waitress was annoying. Like she was like when he was all like, she's like, you want biscuits and everything? And he's like, well, we'd call them scones, which is a little pretentious, but I was like, whatever. But she was all
not scones because I'm not even going to get into that.
Yeah, scones are totally different. Yeah, scones are totally different.
They're completely different. The dough is even different, but I won't get into that.
Oh, and I love when he followed her into the graveyard when she's having her moment with her dead parents.
No. First, can we go back to bed and breakfast?
Yeah, let's go to bed and breakfast.
Because he goes to the bed and breakfast first. First of all, why does the owner of the bed and breakfast subscribe to an obscure royalty magazine?
Right. Yeah. And just happens to run across the prince of said obscure magazine. It was so ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And then I love how she's just like, I won't tell anybody. And then it's like and then they become best friends. They were like best friends for the rest of the movie. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if our mom owned a bed and breakfast, this would be her.
Maybe.
Everyone that came in would be her new best friend. And she'd know their whole life story before they make it to their room.
For sure. Like, I was just like, the whole time, I'm all like, why are you talking to her right now? She's like, I don't know, not that special.
And then why is Emma opening Alice's mail? Like that was Alice's college acceptance. I've skipped to the next scene.
It's okay.
So it's Alice's college acceptance letter, and Emma opened it. Like you've just ruined the whole thing. Like that's a big deal. Right on. And Emma just fucked Alice over.
I don't like Emma. We just get that out of the way. I really don't like Emma. Like I wouldn't have chose her as a mate. She's not, in my opinion, she's not very hot. And then she's like, personality wise, she kind of sucks. So I'm all like, she must have a bomb ass pussy for somebody. It must be
plated in gold or something, but she definitely needs therapy for sure. So she's in the graveyard. Can I just ask, how small is this town? He's bumped into her when he's outside of the garage where his car was towed. He bumped into her at the restaurant. And now he's bumped into her when he's gone for a walk, because apparently in this town, it's so small. When you go for a walk, you walk through the graveyard.
Right. I feel like this town is like a 4-block radius.
Right. I feel like no matter what, you could cover the entire town in 15 minutes.
Right. And everybody's like, once you get here, you never leave. Well, I mean, yeah, because we're going around in circles.
Right.
Yeah. I thought it was very weird that he followed her to the graveyard, and then he was just like watching her like a freaking psycho talk to her dead parents, which I'm sorry. Listen, I don't know people out there, and maybe I'm being mean to people, but if you go to a graveyard and you're just talking to a dead person, they can't hear you. I'm sorry. I just think it's weird.
I just kind of go, why do you have to go to the graveyard to talk to them? Because if they're a ghost or they're peering down at you, because they probably have they're probably living their own little life in heaven and maybe check in on you occasionally. Why can't you have that conversation with them in the privacy of your own home? Why does it have to be at their tombstone? I don't understand that. Please feel free to explain it to me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't know if this happened before or after the next thing I want to talk about, but I love how when they're walking down the sidewalk and she just randomly goes, cupcakes. And then they go into the little coffee shop, and she's all like, and then they get cupcakes and coffee, and I'm all like, what the fuck was that? Like if I was walking down the road with my wife and she just randomly was like, cupcakes, I'd be like, Fire truck, Albuquerque. Are we just saying random words now?
See, you went from cupcake. I would have been like cookies, donut. I'd been like, are we naming desserts or sweets? What's happening here?
Yeah, I was just like, that's so random. But and then okay. Does the prince, does he really not know what a snow angel is? Like, what is that? Like, how are you alive right
that
now?
Is another thing that I hate. Why is it when these guys come from European countries, they go to places that have snow, but their European country has no snow and they know nothing about it? Has he never seen a movie? Snow angels are in so many movies.
Apparently not. Apparently he hasn't lived at all because he's just stayed in that crappy little castle of theirs.
Oh
yeah, no,
God.
I was just
I'm like his mom with the over Botox face, apparently super helicopters.
Maybe.
She makes us look like we're free range parents.
Yeah, and I love how he was all like talking to her and he's like, I wish I could show you the world. I'm like, what? You guys just like literally just met. Like literally. Like this is day 2.
This whole movie takes place in a week.
Yeah, right. Ain't that the truth? Yeah.
Because remember, when he's leaving, his mom's like, you're getting married in a week.
Yeah. So and then I like love
they fall in love and realize that they're the end all best romance of all time in a week. I don't know if I've said that, but it's a week.
Right on. But I love how, and I love when she's gonna sell the diner to pay for college for her sister. I'm like, yo, tell that bitch to get a loan and a job. That's what I did.
And she puts like the Home Depot for sale sign that she bought for $2.99 in the window.
Right. Yeah, I was all like, and she's like, it was my dad's dream, not mine, kind of thing. And I was like, okay. Oh, and when Todd sent her flowers, those were like the crappiest flowers, yo. That was like the $6.99 bucket.
Can we talk about Todd and Duncan fencing with the pool cues?
Oh my God. Please, let's. Their fight sucked.
Woman in the country.
Their fights. What I wrote down, what is this, dance foo? Because they're just, it was ridiculous. And I love how the prince I don't, he just beat up Todd because Todd doesn't know how to fight all of a sudden. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, just because you know how to fence doesn't mean you can street fight. I'm sorry. It was ridiculous.
It's all like on guard.
Right. What?
I said that's just too much. And can we talk about how he's going to save Emma's restaurant? Because now not only is he prince, but he's a 5-star a Michelin star chef, and is going to introduce them to international cuisine.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna. Okay, can we back it up real quick because I forgot to talk about the token black guy in this movie.
Oh, the like restaurant.
The wannabe chef who's all like, I can't pass the admission exam, and I'm all like, is it really that hard to pass an admission exam?
No, you know what it's called? Filling out the name and the address and writing a check.
Yeah, because I'm all like, when they accept you I mean, you could, like, I could get into culinary school right now here in Michigan, in my city, into the college down the street or whatnot, but passing is the part that you want to worry about.
That's after you've been done the training at the end.
Yeah, and then you go on to do a thing. But I was like, you know what, whatever, it's fine, whatever. I did write down in the side margins that both these people are ugly, so maybe they're born for each other. I didn't. And I did think it was very sneaky how Todd snuck into that B&B and got that paper.
And conveniently found the newspaper that she's had been reading apparently over and over for a week.
Yeah, which I'm like, honey, you need friends. You need friends.
And why in every movie with a prince or a princess at some point do they say, oh, this is like something out of a fairy tale?
Right. Right.
Just because a prince or a princess is involved doesn't mean it's a fairy tale. I'm sorry.
So I wrote this in my notes, but I don't know what it means. I wrote 2 men in her life honest one. Is that a thing? Do you know what that is?
Oh, because the prince wasn't honest with who he was, and Todd told everything. Todd's a nosy bitch. Todd can't take rejection and is nosy as fuck.
Yeah, which I don't understand. Was Emma the hottest bitch in town, and that's why he kept
apparently
pursuing
her vagina is made of gold.
Apparently, but
and she's the only one within 5 years of their age. Because think about it, you only saw teenagers and old fucking people.
Yeah, right. That's a good
point. The rest of them, it was just Todd, Emma, and Prince Duncan that were their age. I would say mid-20s.
And then I did write down, I love the memory montage that she was having. Like, oh, we had such a good time introducing him to snow angels and cupcakes.
When she realizes the truth and banishes him from town.
Yeah, for sure.
When he's back in the castle, how ridiculous is the queen with the servants? Like, how dare you tell them to go sit in the royal dining room? I'm like, girl, calm down. It's a table and chairs.
Right on. I also wrote down, why do people always smile and nod? What does that even mean?
The servants.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
The whole time they're delivering the food and they just smile and nod. I think it's supposed to be like a little bow, but it does look like they're a bobblehead.
I love how okay, so they're gonna have the wedding now, right? Because he's back now. He's back in Belmont.
No. Can we talk about the train? Yeah. Wait. Okay.
No, that's at the end. We'll get to the train. I want to talk about the mom some more. The queen. I'm the queen. She says they're gonna have the wedding, right? And she's like, but we're gonna lose a couple of guests. We're probably gonna lose the president of the United States because you had your little fling or whatever. And I'm all like, wait, what?
And he planned a golf trip or something.
Yeah, he planned a golf trip, and I'm all like, wait, what? Is Belmont really that big of a country that the president of the U.S. needs to go to your wedding?
I suppose it depends on which president.
I mean, I guess so, but yeah, no.
Some are less important than others.
And I love how he takes his plate at the end to go wash. I'm like, look, character building. It's called growth and everything.
And the queens look at him like, what the fuck is he doing? Why is he touching dirty shit? What has happened to my kid?
Right on.
Which I would be like, oh my God, I didn't have to yell at them to pick up their own dishes. And they picked up mine. Miracles happen every day.
You know, us plebs and everything.
Right.
Okay, now we can talk about the train.
Okay.
Real quick, before we talk about this, I just want to say real quick, there was a point in this movie where I was drinking. So I was drinking, watching this movie. And I went into it real quick. I was like, you know what? I know this is one of those Hallmark movies. I know it's going to be cheesy and corny and everything. I'm here for this. I'm here for it. But there was one point in this movie where I flipped a switch and I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize this was a comedy. And I just couldn't stop laughing at the
Was it about the time they started fencing with the pool cues?
I think so. I just kept laughing at every dumb line. And I was just like, what does that even mean? I was like, who wrote this? I was like, I think they're just I think this is a copy of a Christmas movie from Hallmark. But
right. So first I want to talk about the train with the girl going, you have to take me to the train station to pick up my flowers. So I'm not joking. So she's trying to sell these flowers to earn money to go to a school trip to New York. So right. I thought this was a school fundraiser. School fundraisers work where the adult advisor picks up the items from wherever, or they're delivered directly to the school. Blow your mind. And then you go to the school and you pick up your orders. She's literally at the station as the train pulls up and it's like, where do I go to get them? Oh, look, a freight car.
Yeah, that's the thing. This movie turned into like sorry, Vetta.
I don't know.
Sorry, hold on. My computer did something weird. This movie turned into like a Russian movie real fucking quick. Where just like there's people coming off. You're all like looking at people, you know, running back and forth and everything. And I'm all like, what's going on here? What's going on here?
is a train the main form of transportation to this town? Are there no cars? Because and is this the only train of the week that the flowers and the prince are arriving on the same train? Oh, wait. And the black chef is arriving to leave on the train to go to culinary school.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I love that they get the, like you said, they get the roses, the flowers off of the train. And there's only 2 like donut boxes worth of flowers. And he goes, I paid for 2 of those. And she's like, well, they're right here. Take your pick. And he's like,
you get first pick.
You get first pick. He's like, I choose the rose standing in front of me. I was like, oh, get the fuck out of here with this shit. I was laughing so hard at this point. I was like dying.
The only thing that would have made it better would have been like, I'm king of the world.
Right. And then he's all like, will you marry me? Will you marry me? What? And I was like, okay. He's moving in a week. And then he goes, he's like, here's my best man. And it's the black guy. I was like, what? You don't have any friends from Europe? What?
Like crazy.
I can't hear you.
I know. I'm way high pitched.
And you're like far away.
I'm far away. Far away.
I'm just saying. Okay, continue what you were saying.
I was just gonna say, and it's funny because the black guy's all waving like he's a toddler seeing you for the first time. His hand's like, ooh.
Yeah, it was just so weird. It's like they know each other for 2 weeks and then they're married. And I'm all like, and then it's happily ever after. It was so weird. It was so weird. Must have been one of those shotgun weddings. You know what I'm saying?
They hooked up in the back of that horse-drawn carriage, and the guy was just like looking forward.
I have no doubt that they were fucking. Like she was all like, "You're a prince," and everything. So I know I would have been.
Right. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
I don't have anything. I don't have anything else to add about this movie.
Would you recommend this movie to someone at Christmas time with some hot cocoa?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Absolutely not. No, because it's not like, this is the thing. If you are one of these people that likes these kinds of movies, then go for it. But if you want to watch a good Christmas movie, this is not it. This is not it. But I'm not saying don't watch it and you can't enjoy it, because I certainly enjoyed certain parts of it, but it's just not worth your time.
I would have to agree. I would think, there are so many better Christmas / Hallmark Lifetime type movies out there. Find one where the child actors of the world have gone to.
Right, exactly.
All right. So at this point, we're going to move on to our other segment of the show. What is your question today?
So my question for you is, because there is a made-up country of Belmont, what is your favorite made-up country in a movie? Go.
Mine is from The Princess Bride, and it's Florin. Just because I'm like, really?
Well, now that you say that, I like Florin too, because I love that movie. I picked Genovia from A Princess Diaries or whatever it is, because I just love that their national fruit is pears, so they put it on everything. I was like, ew.
But a good one too.
Yeah, I
just love the fact that in The Princess Bride it's Florin. Like I don't know.
Like, legally, you guys, we can't do Florence, so we took off the ins. What's your question?
So my question is, what is your favorite prince from a movie?
So I thought about this one, and I'm going to have to say it's Prince Akeem from Coming to America, played by Eddie Murphy. I love that movie. I love Prince Akeem. I love that he gets his dick washed every morning from some chick, and like he's just He's got that rat's tail and everything. It's just so great. I love that movie. It's
I
so
know.
great.
I love that it has Arsenio Hall in it as well. And when and they're just carrying McDonald's bags of money around, like that's what they're using as a wallet.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. So my pick was Aladdin and Prince Ali.
Oh, right on. From the cartoon or the live action one?
The cartoon.
Okay, good, because that live action one sucked.
I'm not a big fan of Disney live action. I'm sorry.
Me neither.
Yeah, I just love it because he's not really a prince. He has to wish for that.
Yeah, I like it. I like him too. The cartoon version. Yeah, it's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I loved it so much. Like when I was a kid, I played the violin and I went to the music store and bought the sheet music for Aladdin and played it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Super dork. I know.
It's fine.
Alrighty, hold on.
I love editing all this out.
Okay. You're so welcome. I'm here for it. All right, everyone. So thank you guys so much for listening. And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any of the platforms that offer a review, please give us a 5-star review. You have no idea how much it helps a small podcast like us. And follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. We will also be uploading the video version of this to our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to us at YouTube BS Drunk Movie Reviews. And please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, everyone.
Bye.